what's going on, guys? Patriot Prime here with
Bert the Stormtrooper from Bert the Stormtrooper Studios.
Bert the Stormtrooper Studios. So we are here to talk to you about TFCON 2023 in Orlando.
When is that happening?
I don't know. You realize that now you don't have to see that bumper.
We don't have to put that anymore in that intro.
Of videos anymore.
I still got another show I got to talk about.
Yeah,
but
so he's going to have his bumpers. The rest of the guys, we're all going to get together and talk about the convention, how it was the experience for all of us.
I think everybody's home by now. But as of the last time I checked the chat, I think the last person has arrived home.
Good. So
everybody's
but
home.
Me.
Except for you. Yeah.
So we decided, hey, let's take advantage of this. I mean, I'm here. Bert has welcomely welcomed me into his home for the week. I have had an absolute blast.
It's been so much
Florida.
fun. We have had so much fun. We have not stopped laughing. Oh, it's been such a good week.
So I have had a blast. I hate to see it end.
And we're going to do a live stream probably in the next couple of days or so with the entire group so that we can do a proper con recap, I guess, kind of a thing. But we also wanted to put something out.
Yeah, while we're together, because this
how
never happens.
How often do you see this crossovers?
And people did find us at the bar. We advertised, and we were true to our word.
People did come up to us and say, "Hey, you're at the bar," just like you said. So that's where we were a lot of time there.
What do you think we want to start with? Just
short recap of how it went. So we got here. You got here on Wednesday
afternoon, about what, 4 o'clock? No, it was 5. It was 5 because I was a half hour later.
5 o'clock.
And we went out for pizza and beer.
And, we'll put in a picture of how I greeted you.
Yeah, you guys will enjoy this. That's why we were going to do this live, but I thought, no, let's do this, and I can add some pictures to the video. Product placement. So that was Wednesday. Then we hung out.
We went to the pizza place with the wall.
Yeah, wall of brew
beer taps.
With the most powerful margarita on tap.
Yeah, we had my daughter designated driving us on Wednesday because as soon as you got here, let's go drinking.
And we did. Oh, you can tell I'm on vacation too.
Yep.
So that was Thursday. Yeah. That's what you took me to the Sponge Docks.
Thursday we went to the arcade in Tarpon Springs. So it's we'll might as well shout them out. Replay Museum Arcade in Tarpon Springs, Florida. It's for anybody that went to an arcade back in the day. That's what this is. It's if you want to know what an arcade. I took my kids. The first time I took my kids there, I told them this is what arcades were like when I was your age. That it's an old school arcade, wall to wall machines, arcade machines, pinball machines. It's dark. Music is playing. It's just like you remember it back in the 80s.
It's like walking into a time machine. Yeah. It was awesome.
Yep, and you pay an admission. And then all the games are set to free play, and you just walk up to a machine and play it.
And what was cool, we walk in, and was it one of the owners?
Yeah, one of the owners and one of the managers.
All of a sudden yells, "It's Bert the Stormtrooper!" And he's like looking like this. I'm like, I'm with him, and she let us come in and play for free just to check it out, and she welcomed me in, and it was awesome. It was a great time. What was even cooler was we accidentally found an awesome vintage toy store right
next door.
And this was like a toy museum from toys. I think they probably went back as far as the 60s.
Into the 50s and 60s. They had some old stuff.
And this place just kept going and going. You thought you was in one building, you go into the next. They went on into the back. And it was hard not to buy anything because they had TFCON right around the corner.
And it's the first time I've ever seen in person a USS flag. I'd never seen one in person. They have one in the back of the store set up. It's not for sale, it's for display. Keep your hands off. But I'd never seen one. So that was really cool.
And unfortunately, I didn't take any pictures inside the shop because
it just
didn't seem respectful.
Yeah.
So we talked to a really, really nice guy. All the toys and stuff was like from his family's collection. So
vintage toys in Tarpon Springs, Florida.
And that's all it is, vintage toys. We found it by accident. Yeah, he didn't even know it was there.
Yeah. That's funny because when I parked, you thought that I was taking you there. And I got out of the car and I look and I go, yeah, no, I didn't know this place was here. We're going to the arcade next door. So let's go in here first.
We could have spent a lot of money.
Yes, we could have. Glad we didn't because then we spent money on all of this. I did it again.
No, we'll get that. We're going to do show and tell at the end of what we got. So Friday gets here. It's TFCON day, and we headed out, about 11? 10 or 11?
No, we headed out early. I think it was 7 or 8 when we left here. I think about 8 o'clock we left here because it's about an hour and a half drive to where we were going, give or take. depending on Orlando traffic, Friday morning and whatnot. But we weren't going to the con first.
Yes, we had to play pickup.
Yeah, we were playing pickup. So we actually drove past the con, drove another hour north to go get our friend Trebot and his mom at the airport. We went and picked him up, and I recycled the same joke that I picked him up with.
Oh yeah, we forgot to tell. This is how Bert picked me up at the airport.
You're going to put the picture in right here?
Gonna put the picture in right here, Mark. So of course he doesn't have a video of me running up going, and it wasn't as bad as I thought it was. So then we used the same joke on Trebot. Later on that night.
That same day, I used it again on Fire Talks.
Yeah, so that sign got 3 of us, and then we tossed it, for the next person.
Threw it away in the garbage at the airport.
Let's see what happened when we first got to TFCON. We all pretty much hooked up.
Well, we got there after we got Trebot and his mom. We went to the hotel. We all checked in. So we gathered in our room. We had our room. Trebot came up to our room after he checked in. Deluxe Baldwin came and joined us. And then Rodimus Primal arrived at the hotel. I went and got him, and he came and joined us in our room, and we just kind of hung out there for a little bit.
You know what I need to show off? You entertain everybody, because what did I find in Florida that I thought was the most amazing thing ever, and there's still 2 cans of it downstairs.
Oh, you're going to run?
I'll be back. Entertain them.
Do you want to just pause the video? I mean, it's not live.
You're right. We can edit this.
We can edit.
And we're back. So what I wanted to show off was I discovered Hard Mountain Dew down here in Florida. Multiple flavors. We pretty much destroyed the 12-pack that I bought. We've got Baja Blast Punch.
And Baja Blast Pineapple.
So another product placement. And this is just glorious because I'm from West Virginia. Mountain Dew is the official state drink. That's like our champagne. So this is just awesome. I'm going to crack mine right now. Continue on.
I have to pick up my daughter later, so I will drink mine later.
I'm not driving, so I don't care.
Yep. So then we were hanging out in the room for a little bit. I had to leave to go get Fire Talks at the airport. So I left for a while. Trebot came with me. We went and grabbed them at the airport. And what did you guys do at that point? You guys were still at the hotel.
Yeah, we just hung out. We went out down to the lobby, started meeting and greeting. And I swear, immediately, and it's so surreal, Patriot Prime, Deluxe Baldwin, Rodimus Primal, and these people just running up to. Oh, the first person I ran into was a guy wearing a Patriot Prime T-shirt, and I was just like,
"There's a couple of those
this
this
weekend." So cool.
Yeah,
and it's surreal, because where I come from, my hometown, Bert's hometown, we're just Jason and Bert, and then we go to TFCON, and these people are coming up, they're really shaking our hands, they're hugging us, they're saying how much we entertain them. Thank you so much for doing what you do. What was the one guy said? We helped him get through a dark time during the pandemic because when he was feeling down and out, he'd watch our videos. It's like
going through depression and some dark times.
And he's like, you guys, with your sense of humor and the way you just look at everything, just brighten up my day. And anytime I was feeling down, I would watch you, and it was amazing.
That was really cool.
Yeah, amazing how many people came up to us, thanking us for that, or letting us know that because of us, they feel like they can be Transformer collectors and not have to hide it. So just interacting with the people was amazing.
I just realized that even when we're sitting down, I'm about a foot shorter than you.
Yeah. If you look at the thumbnail of this video.
Every time we're taking pictures or video together, I'm like... Woo.
And it's amazed me how many YouTubers I met that are as tall or taller than I am.
That's the thing. I realized that this weekend. I should have realized it. Well, I did realize that last TFCon, but I'm not used to being the shortest person in the group. And in our group, I'm the 3rd shortest person. And our group has almost doubled since Baltimore.
Yeah.
Our little kind of our
con bros.
Yeah, our con bros group, if you will, has almost doubled since Baltimore. And it seems like everybody that keeps coming in gets taller and taller and taller. And I continue to be the 3rd person, shortest person in the group. But I think the tallest person officially is...
It's Trebot. It's got to be Trebot.
Or is it Lazy Eyebrow?
No, Trebot's just
taller?
a little taller than him.
Well, Trebot doesn't count. He's a college basketball player.
True. But yeah, I got to meet Lazy Eyebrow for the first time. We become friends with him via Facebook.
Yep.
Now everybody becomes friends.
We've never met in person until this weekend.
Never. And I'm lounging... Well, in the lounge, and I hear, Jason, Patriot Prime. I look up, and there's Lazy, and I stand up to greet him, and I actually go, hi, you're a lot bigger than I thought you were. And he is such a cool dude. He is what you would expect
Yeah,
to meet in person.
he and I have been friends on Facebook for years. Like not the Lazy Eyebrow and Bert the Stormtrooper Facebook, like our personal Facebooks. We've been friends on Facebook for years. Never met in person until yesterday or day before yesterday.
No, it was yesterday because he came in.
Did he come into the bar Saturday night?
Uh-uh.
He did not. So it was yesterday that we saw him for the first time.
And what sucked is we got a great group picture of all us YouTubers together.
Yep, you've probably seen it. Yeah.
New ones we met too, like TJ Omega. Thanks for hopping in and joining with us while we were hanging out. But we got this group picture. It took us 35 minutes to take a 1-second picture.
Yep.
So by the time that was done, 3 minutes later is when we run into Lazy. We're like, gosh, shit.
You got to be kidding me. Now we run into you. Somebody get a picture of him, we'll Photoshop him in.
Right.
Which we didn't.
So anyway, bouncing back, it's now Saturday, which is Dealer Room Day.
Dealer Room Day.
Of course, we've learned, this is not our first TFCon, we are not going and waiting in that dealer room line, because that thing wrapped around the building. We were going to breakfast, and then this guy tried to herd us into the line on the way to breakfast, like, this way. He's like, look at us, man, we're heading to breakfast.
Do we look like, we need food.
Yeah, at first. But the dealer room was amazing.
Shoulder to shoulder.
Or as military said, not the butt.
We walked in about 40 minutes after it opened, something like that. And it was still...
You were like this.
Shuffling with people. It was nuts. It was insane.
I kept having to leave. It was just too much.
It was overwhelming. It took me, I think... So we did what we always do every year. As we walk into the dealer room as a group,
and
you turn around and everyone's gone. I don't know how this happens, but that's exactly what happens every time. I managed to keep up with Diecast Norbs and Ghost Prime. We hung out, we stayed together, and we just kind of followed the same path of looking at everything together. And between the three of us just talking, doing what we always do, everything turns into a conversation. And people stopping to say hi, meeting and greeting, talking with dealers. I think it took us just a little over 4 hours before we got through the entire dealer room once.
Well, I know we went, because we went to breakfast early, and I think we went in the dealer room. It opened at 9, so we probably went in the dealer room about 10:30.
Yep.
We didn't get out till almost 2.
Yeah.
And that's when we decided, okay, we need to break, we need drink, because it's so hot. Now, keep in mind, all these other guys are from Florida or California.
Yep. Myself and Rodimus Primal, we live here.
Norbs.
And Norbs.
Ghost is from...
he's from California, so he was semi-climatized.
Hoist from Florida.
Hoist, he lives right up the road from where we were at.
But
How did I forget him?
West Virginia boy here was having a really hard time with the heat, and I had to get out. I had to get some drinks in me, and so we went for lunch.
You also went to the shop that first thing in the morning, got a tube of hair gel, and just coated your head in hair gel, and all you did was created an insulating helmet.
I learned something.
Sweat.
I don't do that anymore. So it's a different way to style. So
took 4 hours to get through the dealer room the first time, and then on the way out, when we decided let's get out of here and go get something to eat, as we're walking out, I'm looking at stuff going, I didn't see that booth, I didn't see that table, like I'm missing stuff, and it's been over 4 hours and I still haven't seen everything. And I saw stuff yesterday that I hadn't seen on Saturday. It was overwhelming.
It was
overwhelming. I don't want to put that in a negative note.
Yeah, not in
a negative note, but it was overwhelming.
Shock and awe.
How
would be the best way to
much
say it.
Stuff there was there. It was nuts.
I mean, I saw stuff I never even seen before.
Yeah.
It was amazing. I didn't even start buying anything until after 4 or 5 o'clock.
I noticed that. Yeah, because every time I'd run into you had your bag was empty.
I just haven't seen anything. Nothing has jumped out because I wasn't after anything. My main goal for this trip was hanging out with these guys.
I wasn't after anything either.
You'll see how not being after anything affected us, especially this guy. Saturday was pretty much the dealer room. We didn't do any of the panels. No offense to anybody doing the panels or the voice actors, people like that, but that wasn't a goal of mine.
It got so busy. Well, we didn't go into the art room
until the last day, the last minute.
Yesterday on our way out to go say hi to somebody that we knew was in there. We hadn't even been into the artist alley, and it got so busy between just socializing doing the group activities that we wanted to do with our group, plus meeting and greeting everybody, plus trying to shop. And I think Rodimus Primal and Norbs, they were able to make it to a couple of the panels because
Cato and Deluxe.
Cato and Deluxe, they had some panels that they wanted to see, so they made a point like, these panels, we're breaking off, we're going to go see these panels. We didn't really have a plan other than be at the bar.
Yeah,
so it got to, like, at some point, I think Rodimus Primal came in and asked me, hey, do you want to go to the Such and Such panel? I said, you know what, that sounds like a good idea. And then I never made it.
No.
Like, he ran off, and I was talking with you, I think.
He was talking with me, and remember, that was that point where it was like nonstop people coming up wanting to talk to us. And we talked to everybody. How we always mentioned, if you see us, come up and say hi, we'll talk to you.
Yep.
Everybody did. We talked to hundreds of people.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
My throat hurt all weekend.
It wasn't from talking to people, it was from the evening.
A lot of laughing, too.
So, yeah, Saturday was all for Bert and I was the dealer room.
Not laughing at the people that came to say hi.
Oh, yeah, not that. It's just laughing and just having a good time.
Yeah. It was such a good time. It was even better than Baltimore, I'd say.
Yes, I had more fun than Baltimore.
Yeah, it was very different from Baltimore, but I think it was more fun than Baltimore.
Mm-hmm. So then after the dealer room closed down, we pretty much took our hauls to our rooms. We went and had dinner.
We skipped Friday night after... Yeah, we skipped because we hung out at the bar for a little while. We were going to try and go see some of the room parties and whatnot, and by the time we got out of the bar, all the room parties had shut down.
We didn't realize it was 2 o'clock.
So then we were outside. There's this big, for anybody who didn't go, Orlando resorts tend to be a little different than what you're used to. So it wasn't like a hotel with a lobby and a conference. No, it's open. Everything is outside. So there's multiple buildings that rooms are in that are separate buildings around this big patio. So you're kind of outdoorsy kind of a thing.
It's almost set up like a castle. You got all these castle walls and towers, and in the center, what they call it, the terrace.
The terrace.
And fake grass.
So we ended up at the terrace where the entrance to the convention was at. Did somebody bring a bottle? Oh, so I'm not going to say
that's Saturday night.
No, Friday night too. So I'm not going to say but somebody brought a bottle. Somebody in our group brought a bottle, and we were out there hanging out with that bottle till about 1, 2 in the morning.
It was funny. Then we got to realize we're the old guys.
Yeah.
We're out partying. We're the old guys.
All the
Everybody
young
else
people
is asleep. So yeah, rock on, boomers.
So then Saturday after the show, we went to dinner.
And then that dinner was what, 3-4 hours long?
Something like that.
Still fun. It just us. It was the whole group except Hoist didn't make it, right?
Hoist did not. Hoist was staying outside of the hotel, and Hoist was there with his family as well. So Hoist and Fire Talks were working the show. They had a booth, so they were working the show. So we didn't get to hang out with them as much. Fire Talks we did after the show. He would come and hang out with us at the bar. But Engineer Hoist had to go. It was almost like he was at work. And
he was making that money.
Once the show ended, he would go take care of his family. He'd go, take him to get something to eat, take him out, that kind of stuff. And then he was staying in a different hotel. So we didn't really get to see much of him this weekend. But after dinner, we get back to the room and we stocked up on our supplies.
Yes.
We brought 2 coolers with us, full of
Mountain Dew and
the Dailies alcoholic pouches. The Dailies pouches, they're like
frozen pouches.
You think of a Capri Sun 3 times as big and alcoholic.
Yeah, you're supposed to freeze them. There was no freezer on our room, so we just brought all these pouches down with our pint glasses.
Yeah, I have a Geeky Tiki Skeletor Geeky Tiki. And we have 1 cooler with ice, 1 cooler with drinks, and we just came to the lobby. And Rodimus Primal was selling his collection.
Yeah.
So we just kind of sat around where he was doing his parts party or his sales party, did a video, inviting people to come down.
And we'll put that in right here. This is what we put on the TFCON discussion page. Hey TFCON, Patriot Prime here.
And Bert the Stormtrooper.
And we just wanted to inform you that Rodimus Primal is selling quite a few bots down here in the lobby.
Check out this.
Yeah, check this out. We're going to switch around.
Check this man's butt.
Yeah, going on right now. Robots in disguise. Rodimus Primal right there. other people buying robots. Come on down. We're just sitting
Join
watching
in.
and drinking, so come on down.
Come on down.
Hooah. Back to it.
And then once people started making their way down, we just kind of sat down with drinks and
We were
narrated. We provided colored commentary for the evening. We were
more or
narrating
less
the
the two
events.
old dudes from the
With
Muppets.
Waldorf
Just
and Stettler from the Muppets. With drinks.
I'm surprised we didn't get kicked out. Though the security was way smaller than all of us. But yeah, Saturday night was great. Didn't want it to end. I think we crashed about 1 o'clock.
Two, I think.
Two. It was late. Well, our problem was we went to the room at 1, but we had toys to
And
play
then
with.
we sat down and played with toys till like 3:30 in the morning.
Yep. Then got up at 7. Let's
Really?
do it again. So Sunday was breakfast. We went back to the dealer room, which was wide open this time. Most everybody's left. And this really gave us an opportunity to look at everything that was in the dealer room. We got to meet and greet people at the dealer tables.
Dealer's tables.
Dealer's tables.
Spend more money.
Did you want to talk about that upcoming thing that you got invited to be a guest to?
Oh, so we've got TFCON Expo is coming up. So we've got the Tampa Toy and Comic Expo that's coming up, and then we've got the TFCON Expo. It's not finalized. I think right now the target is September of 2024 is the target, but it's not finalized. But once it is, I'll start putting bumpers for that in my videos, and I'll send some to you too, because you've also been invited as a guest.
Both of us were invited as guests.
So that is
unfortunately, I don't know if I'll be able to make it just yet, because the way my real job is I can only really do cons every other year, odd years only. It'll just depend on the date. I'd love to come down again, but
we'll see if that works out or not. So it's a new Transformers convention for Florida. So once we have more details, we'll start talking about that.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much all we know for now. That's really what we are. It's happening. Dates are not sealed yet. We've been invited as guests. So you now know what we know.
And that's all we know.
Yeah, pretty much.
So after the dealer room Sunday, that's when our panel happened.
Oh, the photo. The
photo, yeah.
Yeah, we had some guys that had to leave early. Cato had to hit the road early. Cato had a 9-hour drive, I think.
Yes.
So we all went and met up in front of Fire Talks and Engineer Hoist booth. TF Source had a big sign there. So we're thinking that's perfect. That'll be a good backdrop. We'll take our group photo there. We'll throw that one in here as well. And that took about almost
like I
40
said, about
minutes.
35 to 40
It
minutes.
was funny. Treebot was killing me because Fire Talks, I mean, they were doing business. They were running a booth, and Fire Talks was able to finalize the sale. Had somebody else waiting and say, "Give me one moment. I'm going to take a picture real quick." Engineer Hoist, not happening. He was going from person to person.
Money.
And Treebot standing back there going, "Hey, Engineer Hoist, why'd you miss the group photo?" Money. And he did that voice. It was perfect. And I thought I was going to pee myself. It was so funny.
But the picture finally happened.
It
I said,
happened.
right after the picture got taken, that's when we run into Lazy. Well, shit.
Yeah.
So maybe next time, or we'll Photoshop him in one way or the other. Then we went
Then
on
the panel,
the
right?
panel.
Yep.
The panel was great.
That was so much fun.
They end up having to more or less kick us out, because if you've watched our live streams, that's what the panel turned into. We were started off serious, derailed,
Everything turned into a derailment. We had Diecast Orbs, Ghost Prime. I'm thinking from my right over.
All right, Diecast.
So Diecast Orbs,
me,
Ghost Prime, you, me, Rodimus Primal was to my left. Then who was after Rodimus Primal? Lazy Eyebrow.
Yep, Gannon.
Then Treebot. And then towards the end, TJ Omega jumped up with us as well. And so it just turned into
organized chaos.
Everything turned into a derailed conversation. Everything.
And
even the questions.
Yeah,
People ask us the questions and we just start going off. And at one point we had to say, let's keep our answers short because we're only at the second question and there's a line of people and we're going to run out of time.
It took us 15 minutes. 15 minutes to answer one guy's question because we all have a story.
Yeah.
And anytime we're asked something, we have a story that goes with it. And the guy from TFCON's going,
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there bumping these guys. And poor old Rodimus, once he gets going, it's just boom.
Yeah. And then we get done with it. People are trying to take pictures of us up on the stage, so we took a couple of those, but we're getting ushered out.
They're like, please leave.
So
Go
we
away.
get off the stage, and then to the side of the stage, people are stopping us for pictures there, so we were taking group photos there. And at this point, we're not being ushered out. We're being kicked
Forced.
out. We're about, people are waiting. Get the out.
Didn't happen to the other panel, just ours.
That we know of. We didn't go to any panel.
True. Yeah, but it was awesome because even after the panel, we're meeting people in the hallway. We had to get out of the hallway because we was gathering crowds.
Yeah.
We had to go into the big foyer area.
We got moved several times.
Yeah, because every time we started talking, crowds just formed around us, and it was amazing. I've got no other words.
Yeah,
words can't express. Yeah, I've mentioned this on my post. Words can't express the gratitude that I felt toward everyone that came up to me, and like we've always said in all of our videos, come up and say hi. We don't care who you are. We engage with you, and oh my God, we had a blast.
I think one of the best reactions I saw was a kid that saw Rodimus Primal and just went,
"Oh yeah, I have that picture. It's going in here." So yeah, that's TFCON in a nutshell. After the panel,
in a very short nutshell, there's so much.
We could talk for weeks.
We've got children appropriate video stories that we can tell for hours. And then we've got after-hour stories that we can tell for hours.
That'll be one that I have to mark 40 bolts only.
There's so much good
but
stuff
then
going on.
after the panel, that's when everybody started to come home, and that's when reality sunk in. Who knows when it'll be when we see these guys again? And
not for us.
Yeah, not for us.
Not for us.
Got one more night with this guy, which, like I said, I'm eternally grateful. We've become such good friends over the years. I love this guy.
Yeah, I love this guy. We came back yesterday. And we were treated to noodles and bok choy,
which I've never had before.
It's so good. We actually had planned. I wanted to take. If you guys watch Patriot Prime, you know he does a jeeping and eating, and he likes to go out and try like local burgers. And as soon as he got here, he said, "You have any good local burgers?" I've got the place. I know exactly where I'm going to take you. It's a local place around here. So the plan was on our way back from, because it was literally on our drive home. From TFCON, we're going to stop there. And on our way back, I got a call from the wife, and she said, "Well, I'm making this, that, and the other."
No, she didn't say that yet. She said,
"What's your plans for dinner?" And I said, "Well, we were going to go over here." And she goes, "Well, I'm cooking."
She goes, "Oh." And as married men, we know what
we speak
means.
Wife. We speak wife. Like, okay, were you planning something? So she tells me what she's planning. I said, "Never mind. I'll take Patriot Prime there tomorrow. Tonight we're coming home for dinner." So
and his wife fixed an amazing dinner. Like I said, I've never had that before. And she even had the meal with chopsticks. I don't eat with chopsticks, but I tried, and by God, I cleaned my plate with my chopsticks. I was stabbing my food.
I offered you a fork,
but I was respectful.
You refused to. It's not disrespectful.
Well, I wanted to try it anyway. Okay, we have rambled on and on about TFCON. There will be more of that to come later on. You guys are here for the toys, so let's show off what we got. You want to alternate back and forth?
Sure.
What's the first thing you got? What's the
first thing I got? So I didn't really have a plan of like, I want to go find this. I didn't have that plan. You think otherwise when you see everything I'm about to show you, but there was something that I was looking for at TFCON in Baltimore that I did not find, and it was the very first thing I found. And that is this guy right here. This is one figure I've never owned in my entire life. G1 Skylynx.
And that is the G1 Skylynx. It's not the Encore, because you can tell by the red blaster in his mouth. You want to tell batteries work, but he had one issue with the Skylynx that he noticed when we got home. It was last night when you first
It was last night. So I was talking with a guy. I've actually purchased from him before at previous TFCons. I've purchased from him. He's a good dude. And of course, the first thing I ask is, does it work? And he goes, yes, I've tested it, I've checked it. If you want, we'll put batteries in it right now so you can test it. I said, that is good enough for me. And I bought it. It needs cleaning, it needs stickers. Now, I did notice last night as we were going through it, and this can 100% be an honest mistake. There's no nothing malicious about this. Honest mistake. One of the pegs that goes into the legs for the walking feature was broken. It was missing. And I noticed that last night once I started getting into it. You want to tell them what we did?
Yeah, so I told him, I said, well, the good thing is you can always find the Skylinks, the links part on eBay fairly cheap. And then Bert just dawned on him, he has a 3D printer. He does 3D printing. So he took the figure apart and found this little section we need was a little peg like that. It looked like a battleship peg. We got in here this morning. He took measurements and he made himself a new peg sleeve that will go over the broken piece. You made that, what, 16 minutes till we were done?
I think it took me a couple of minutes to design it.
Yeah, he had to measure the existing pegs.
Yep.
And then designed
I
it.
designed it from scratch, and then I sliced it, and then I think it took, so I think about
Printing took about 10 minutes.
Yeah, 10 minutes to design, 10 minutes to print, something like that.
And now his
and we've got video of him walking across my tent. So he's perfectly working condition now. Needs cleaning and stickers.
Yep,
really
that's
happy.
it.
One figure I've never owned.
And he knows a guy who knows some people that do stickers.
So that's my first pickup.
That's it. Now my first pickup actually was.
Look at what just happened over there.
Yep. Well, we'll go in that one.
We'll get that in a moment.
My first purchase wasn't at TFCON. We went to Target after he picked me up because he had to get some for his wife. And I found this guy, which was the last of the Dinobots I needed for the core Dinobots. I'd been looking for him for a while, so there's him. So, going on to TFCON, first figure I grabbed was this guy, Universe Razor Claw. He was one of those figures that I sold off during my 2012 purge. I always liked this guy. I regretted selling him. I got a really good deal on him, 100% complete. Picked him up, so I'm happy to have this guy in my collection now. So, raw.
You know, in the interest of time, I'm going to show two.
Okay,
because
he got a lot.
That was my first purchase Saturday when we came into the dealer room. What we skipped over was Friday. Rodimus Primal brought his collection to sell.
Right.
So before the show even started, we were in Rodimus Primal's room going through his stuff. Treebot and me and Ghost Prime were digging through his stuff.
He brought all what? Cybertron Trilogy? Unicron Trilogy.
Unicron Trilogy. So a lot of Armada, Energon, and Cybertron stuff. And there was a figure that he had shared with us in the group that several of us had already gone, we want that. So we kind of had to fight over it. So before the show started, I got this figure from Rodimus Primal, and then
this thing's so beautiful.
Fire Talks also had a figure that he had found that he brought for me. So he had that ready for me when I picked him up from the airport. So from Rodimus Primal, I picked up Cybertron Galvatron. Now, if you guys have seen my video on Cybertron Megatron, you guys know I adore this figure. It's one of my favorite Megatron figures ever. And it looks like a Batmobile, and I talk about that in my video, except for the colors. I had to have it in these colors. This is my Batmobile Galvatron.
It is a beautiful
God,
figure. I've never seen this one before.
And this one's got missiles, which my Galvatron doesn't.
Yep.
So that's cool. So I got that from Rodimus on Friday, and then also I got from... Why am I holding the box? I got the figure here. The figure's better than throwing the box. From Fire Talks, he brought me Legacy Armada Prime, which is a figure I've been trying to find. So he had it. I think he had pre-ordered two, and then forgot to cancel one of the pre-orders when the first one ships. So once he got the second one, he's like, "Hey, Bert, I got it. Okay, bring it to me." So there it is. I got these guys Friday before the show even started.
All right, so I guess the next one I picked up was... Oh, because I kept wandering around. What do I want? What do I want? And I finally decided, let's go ahead and get the TFCON 2023 Orlando exclusive. This is the Fans Hobby MB23B Marksman. A really cool looking jet bot. It is a Power Master. You get the little Power Master guy right here. I walked back and forth looking at this thing in the box. They had him on display. And I was like, I have to get it because, you know, when's my next TFCon? You know, might be a couple years from now. So I had to get the exclusive. So right there is the Marksman.
All right, so I'm not sure. Oh, did I also get this from Rodimus that same night? Or did I get this? No, I got this the next day.
Yeah,
Saturday at the party. So we'll hold off on that one.
Hold off on that one. I think it was those two.
These guys, these guys right here. This was really cool because these guys had. There's a trio, and I got two. Treebot got the third.
Bastard.
Well, it was one of his grails. He's been talking about this forever. So he got that
so
one.
Excited.
He was so excited. He got that one. I got the other two. I got G1 Headmaster Junior's Host Head and Siren. And Host Head is one that we had as kids. My brother had this figure. And this is a figure I've been wanting for quite some time. So these are complete. Got a pretty good price for them. They came as a set. They came as a package deal. So Treebot got what was it? Nightbeat. Treebot got Nightbeat. I got the other two. Really, they were super good condition. They're complete. Needs some sticker love, and they're all set.
Yep. All right. Next up for me was I was wondering. I actually had been looking at this figure for a long time. I had him once again. Another one that was part of my purge. I saw him last year at TFCON, but I didn't pick him up. I was kind of kicking myself in the butt about it. But I finally got him, and I believe I got him from the Transformer Land booth. G1 Pretender Pincher. A very obscure Transformer figure. He's 100% complete.
That's awesome.
So this guy is so cool. This will probably be one of my first videos. Huh?
And the gun, how did it come out?
The gun was yellow. It's old. It's almost 40 years old. And thanks to Bert here, he helped me whiten it back up with, what do you call it, Retro Bright?
We Retro Brighted it today.
So, looks really, really good. So that's probably going to be one of my first reviews right there. So there is...
You did rinse that out with water really good when we took it out, right?
I did.
Okay, good.
Because my hands are in that water too.
Otherwise, it'll continue eating away at it. So, okay. So then I got after Treebot and I picked up the Headmasters, I got something that was given to me. There's a story to this. There's a very, very long story about this, which I think we'll have to wait for so we have more time. Treebot picked up a figure from Rodimus Primal, and the deal was you get that figure, but you have to take that other figure with it, which Treebot did not want. I start playing with the figure, which he got anyway. He didn't want it, but he had to take it. I start playing with the figure, and I'm just going around playing with this thing, showing it to everybody. Look what a great figure this is. I'm having so much fun with it.
Ended up falling in love with it.
Turned into a joke. I'm going on about this figure so much that there's people going, you know what? I'm going to pick one up. You got a point. I'm burying the lead. So the next day, after the Headmasters, at one point I'm talking with someone, and Treebot just comes up behind me, and I feel my bag's he just kind of comes up behind me. Bert, I'm putting something in your bag. I bought this for you. This is a gift, because I already said I was going to take this. I got this for you. There are no take backs. And I'm like, what is it? You can see it when you're done talking. And he walks off. Armada Sideswipe. Arguably one of the worst figures ever made. I have had so much fun playing with this.
An obscene amount of fun.
And just going around, just having fun with this and showing it off to people and just kind of being a bit of a salesman, if you will, like trying to show people why this is a great figure. And we just
as a goofball at the same time. Just look at this.
Yeah,
look at this.
Look how great this is. And yeah, I've had I think that's the perfect word, an obscene amount of fun with this figure over the weekend. So Treebot gave me this as a gift. It's complete. It's got the gun and the bayonet. I freaking love this stuff.
And the minicon, and the terrible minicon.
And it's got the minicon. That is a terrible minicon, but it's in there. It's complete. And I think this is the most fun I've ever had with a figure.
I cannot wait for his review on this thing. Alright, so does that wipe out Saturday?
Saturday night at Rodimus Primal's Parts Party.
That's when you got it, yeah.
That's when I picked up, because I told them I wanted this one, but I also told them, I said, you try to sell it first. Don't hold anything for me. If you can sell it, sell it. If you don't, I'll buy it. So for Saturday night, I purchased Beast Wars Rampage. A beautiful figure. One of my absolute favorites. 100% complete. I bought a depth charge from my local gaming store not too long ago. So it's really cool to be able to get this figure that soon after and complete that set. It's a set because the two of them kind of went together, if you know the story. So it's really cool to be able to get that figure. Never had this figure. Have no experience with it. I've transformed it once, and then you transformed it into the tank this morning, and then back into robot after that. So I've only
The rest is up to him.
I've transformed it. I bought it from Rodimus in robot mode. I transformed it into crab. You transformed it into a tank and then back into a robot. So I have yet to do any of that. So I'm really looking forward to that. And then shortly after I bought this, Rodimus goes, oh, by the way, you can have this one too. And he just gave it to me. And it is the, I think at this point they call them Galaxy Convoy.
I think so.
It's the black repaint version of Cybertron Optimus Prime. It's incomplete. It's just a basic robot, which is fine because I've got the original blue version. I've got one right there with the wings in the super mode. And then I've got another blue version over there combined with Wing Saber.
You guys have no idea what this man's Optimus Prime collection looks like. You've seen my collection, and I walked in here like...
You have no idea how much stuff I had to move around just to set this up so we could sit here.
Right now.
Just so we could sit here. Because there are literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 play sets on the floor around us.
And between our legs.
Yeah, because I've got my Castle Grayskull and my Snake Mountain, which I've had out because I'm working. Castle Grayskull's out because I've been working on the 3D print stuff that I've been designing for that. Snake Mountain is out because I both been working on 3D print stuff, add-on parts for that, and I haven't figured out where that's going to go. Ninja Turtle playset, I haven't figured out where it's going to go. This one we're going to talk about later.
No.
I had to like shuffle stuff around just so we could sit here.
I'm not going to complain about my office at all anymore. At all.
It's cramped in here right now.
So I think that wraps up.
I think I picked up him.
You picked up him Saturday.
I picked these guys up on Saturday.
Yeah, go ahead and show those two.
So
off.
I picked
he
up.
Bought a lot of shit.
You guys know I love my Pretenders. I picked up a doubleheader for a really good price because he is missing the small gun.
Which is most of the price.
Which is most of the price that goes into it. So, but he has everything. I mean, he's got the small robot. He's got the gun. I should have thrown that into the solution with yours today.
But you live here. You do that all the time.
He's got the backpack. He's got the helmet. He's complete except for that little gun. And because of the little gun, it was such a good price. I'm like, you know what? I don't care. I'll take it without the little gun.
If you wouldn't have got it, I would have.
Yeah, exactly. So I got him. I picked up G1 Point Blank, which I've also never had. So it's really cool to have him. Did we order stickers for him?
I don't think we did. But I know a guy.
So he needs stickers. He's complete. He works really good. And then I also picked up, this guy was dirt cheap, G1 Sandstorm. G1 Sandstorm, only missing the gun, which I have just now printed over there.
Yes, he's lucky. He's a G1 collector. Oh, he's missed the gun. Well, I'll just make it.
I just make it.
So that was cool.
So I think this guy was,
excuse me,
$15, I think.
I thought you said 20.
20, 15,
maybe he was 20 and you asked for 15.
He's got all 4 propellers. He's got the little propeller. He's in really, really good shape. He needs stickers. Somebody put the motor stickers on the bottom. So he just needs stickers, and he needed a gun, which I put for $15. Yes, I'll
even
take it.
The chrome is nice and shiny.
Yeah. So yeah, and the gun just finished printing. It's sitting on my 3D printer over there. So that's ready to go.
Excuse me.
I think
I'm not used to Florida weather.
I think that's Saturday.
That's Saturday.
I think.
So moving on to oh wait, before we left the dealer room Saturday, I passed this guy selling G1s, and he had all 3 G1 Omnibots, and I'm like, I have never held the Omnibot. I've seen them. I've never looked at them. I've never held them. Never transformed them. Bert's got them right here. Guy said had all 3 in a bag. He said they were complete, and he had a certain price on them. So I'm like, I would love to get those. And I explained how I'm a big G1 collector. He was too. And then found out he was from West Virginia, which some bonus points there, and a veteran.
Yep.
So I left, dwelled about it, came in Sunday, first thing, and I offered him a price that I thought was fair. He did too. So now I have all 3 of the Omnibox. Now, unfortunately, they were not 100% complete. 2 of them are missing all their weapons. This guy's just missing the missile. But still, for the price I got them for, and I found all the weapons on eBay, I still made a pretty good deal on these guys. So I'm very excited to show these off at some point. I think that was your first Sunday purchase. Sunday,
we went to my friend's booth, Junior's Collectibles, Junior's Toys. You guys have heard me talk about, he's been on the channel. I talk about him a lot. My old intro, he was in that intro. You could see I was actually dressed as a Stormtrooper minus the helmet, and I'm like in a toy booth talking. That's Junior from Junior's Toys. So we went to his booth. I mean, we went to his booth.
Oh yeah, just to talk. Like I said, we were enjoying talking to people.
And here's another figure that I've actually been looking for some. And it's not one of those like I have to find. No, it's one of those that when I find, I think I was looking for it in Baltimore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because we were looking. I was helping you look for it.
We did look for it in Baltimore, didn't find it, but it's just one of those that, hey, if I come across this figure, I want it. And so we just came over. We said hello. We brought him something. Yep. I'm not gonna say what, but we brought him something. And then somebody was over there looking at his stuff, and they go, hey, which one of these 2 would you recommend? And he points to, what was the other figure that he pointed to? He pointed to some other figure.
Yeah.
And he pointed to a G1.
G1 Beast Wars.
G1 Beast Wars.
G1?
G1's Beast Wars. Quick Strike. And he asked, which one of these is better? Which one would you recommend I buy?
There was a kid. He was wanting to buy either him or this other guy.
Well, he wasn't a little kid. I'm
50.
It was a younger person.
Kid.
But he says, like, he couldn't decide which one he wanted to pick. And I said, oh, I'll help you out. I'll make this real easy. I'll take that Quick Strike. There you go. So he bought the other figure. I bought the Quick Strike. And as I'm buying the Quick Strike, I had a senior moment. I see this other figure on there. I'm like, I'll take that one too, because it's from the Robot Chicken skit. And I picked up Polar Claw, which is also complete. Turns out Polar Claw's not the figure from the Robot Chicken skit. It's the panda. But still,
it's a cool figure.
How much fun did I have with this figure?
It wasn't
during the panel.
Yeah, it wasn't an obscene amount of fun, but it was still fun.
During the panel, Rodimus Primal and I were actually enacting. Whenever we weren't talking, we were enacting the Robot Chicken skit. He had a Earthrise Megatron that he customized, and I had this figure, and I'm doing the. He's pointing at it like, "What have I become? I'm such a monster! It's the war. We've been out here too long." They just did that.
Hey, it works. And what's even better is they're screwing around over there. Norbs is on the end, being as serious as he can, and I'm
laughing.
I'm laughing.
There's a girl in the front row. She's laughing her ass off. You see that? You start laughing. I see that,
and I start laughing. And I'm looking at the audience. I went like that, and all of a sudden everybody starts laughing. Norbs thinks they're laughing at him, and he goes, "What did I say?" And I said, "Oh, it's my fault. I'm laughing at these 2 morons."
And then the crowd starts laughing at that
nuts.
That was a good moment. So even though I picked it up under false pretenses, this has been a great figure. A fun, very fun figure. And I love my G1 Beast Wars figures. My G1 Beast Wars figures. So this is a great addition to my Beast Wars. And I got a Quick Strike, which I've been really hunting for. And I think that's almost the last of my Transformers purchases.
Yeah.
But I also got a gift. I got a TJ Omega Cyber Key. He was walking around passing.
So I think I got one too.
Yeah, he was passing these around. He came up. He's like, "Hey, Bert, have I given you a key yet?" And he gave me a key. Which
these are cool.
I don't know why I would not have thought this. But this works as a real cyber key. Which is like, well, why wouldn't it? But at the same time,
we thought they were smaller.
Like, this is like a cool collectible thing that you do to pass out at shows and whatnot. So maybe it works, maybe it doesn't, kind of a thing. But when you think about it, it's like, well, why wouldn't it work? But you don't think that it works until you put it in. I put it in Galvatron and it worked.
Missiles pop.
I was like, oh, cool, it worked. So that was really cool. TJ Omega, shout out to him.
Thank you.
And it handed that out. So I'll have to tell the story sometime about how TJ Omega helped me
come up with your channel.
Yeah, he was the one that suggested the name That's Just Prime for that series. Because he and I have been talking about that for a bit, and we were just kind of bouncing ideas off each other. That was the last Transformers purchase, I think. Besides the one from the store. This was today, not at the store, but I found a bombshell.
I found the bombshell for
He
him.
found a bombshell. He said, "Hey, Bert, here's a bombshell," and I bought it.
So the whole time Bert is going over Quick Strike and Polar Claw, I'm looking down and go, is that a Beast Wars Inferno?
Yeah, this is one that I bought at Baltimore.
Yeah, and
Such a
so
great
he
figure.
said, "Yeah, it's complete. Got all the legs, the drills, and everything." And like, I'll take it. So
Yes.
now I have Beast Wars Inferno, and then I'm walking out by the same guy I got the Omnibots from, and he had Dreadwind just sitting in a parts bin. And I was like, "Is he okay?" And I'm looking to figure over because I have Dreadwind, but like pretty much all Power Masters, mine's broke. He's got one little piece that's broke off. This guy
Like his, right?
Yeah, it's a little hinge. This one's 100%. So now I can take this guy home, clean him up, throw some toy hacks on him, and now I'll have a complete Dreadwind, but this time he'll be unbroken. So
Yep.
I'm excited all about that. Now, I got some gimmies too while I was there. I had some folks walking up to me. One of my subscribers gave me a 3D fill kit that he made specifically for, who was it? Earthrise Optimus Prime? I can't remember. It was one of the Optimus Prime, so my apologies if I forget, but I'll figure it out, so thank you very much. Then I was also given this really cool, what looks like a tape. I was given this along with some posters, and this is from if you were on the red carpet premiere of Transformers Rise of the Beast, you got one of these. So, looks like a cassette tape. You open it up. Here's what looks like a cassette tape here on the inside. This is actually a Bluetooth speaker, and I tried it out last
cool.
night. It's awesome. It even comes with a little charging cable, and I love this. This thing is awesome. So
It's a
thank
really
you very
cool,
much.
really cool piece.
What else I get? I showed off. I got the TJ Omega Cyber Key.
Yep.
A company called Lockbot 3DP walked up, said Happy Halloween, gave us little goodie bags. The one I got
Us.
has
Yeah, you.
Well, who was that?
I don't know.
Well, you weren't close enough. So anyway, I got this cool purple and orange Halloween themed Dark Star Saber, spiky sword. Got that. Then a real big surprise.
This was really cool.
This
was really cool. I think Deluxe Baldwin got one, and you got one.
He told me, he says, you need to go over this booth. They're looking for you.
Yep.
So I walked over to the booth from Riot Press. They're creating a series called Last of the Seekers, and they have these Seeker-style Transformer
Really
bots.
cool
I mean,
figures.
they're awesome. They have
Really
all kinds
cool.
of multiple colors. And he said, I want to give you this for your channel so you can review and you can enjoy. And I want you to have this one specifically because it's red, white, and blue Patriot Prime collars. So that floored me. I mean, thank you so much. This was a
Beautiful figure.
This was a BotCon exclusive, so I can't wait to take this guy out, transform, and mess around with him. There's like all the different ones they have on the back, and look at that artwork. Don Figueroa, I think, who he said drew that. It's very G1 inspired, so I love it with nice reflected box on the inside or insert. And he gave me the comic that these figures are in, so that was really cool.
In the last Transformers purchase of Sunday, this was the big one.
The big one.
This was the big one. So this Saturday morning, when we come in, the very first booth, they're always set up
It's
this
the one
way.
in your face.
This is the one that's in your face when you walk in the dealer room. Is the Chosen Prime, and they always have a awesome. Their setup is impressive.
Yes. Insert picture here. We don't have to pause.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't know you took a picture of it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've been taking pictures.
I was about to start describing it. I didn't know you had a picture of it. So, I was with Ghost Prime. I was with Norbs, and I think Treebot was still with us at that point. And we're just off to the side of that display. There are some shelves, so we're looking at some of the stuff they have, and they had the Power Baser, the Fans Hobby Power Baser, which is the Power Master Optimus Prime.
Yep.
In the red and the blue. They had black ones, they had red and blue ones. And I'm like, I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna grab one of those.
And I was kind of helped bragging them up because I had the black one. I got it on sale, and I was like, this thing is just amazing.
So we did our rounds, came back, blue ones were gone. Just gone. So that was that. Sunday, I go back. Actually, that was not that. I asked him, since it wasn't on the shelf, I asked him, do you have any blue ones? He did have one, but he had it behind the table, behind the cashier's desk, and he had it with the God Armor add-on. And he would only sell it as a set. He wanted $400 for that. And while that's actually not a bad price, I was not prepared to drop $400
after what you've already done.
After everything you just saw me do here. so that it just was not to be. So that was that on Saturday. Sunday, I go. This is my last Transformers purchase, and I go back to them, and I was with you, Norbs, and Ghost Prime.
Ghost Prime was with us.
I think it was the three of us, and so I say I'm gonna go see if they have another one. And you guys were talking, I think, with one of the Chosen Prime guys.
Right.
I kind of left you guys behind, so I went and asked, did you guys, happen to have any blue ones? They didn't have any. They told me about the one in the back with the set, and I said, no, I don't want that one. How about the one in the glass display? Can I buy that one off of you? And they were gracious enough and sold me the Power Baser off of their display. And I remember as they came out with this and they handed it to me, I kind of went like this, and I started
he was like Vanna Whiting.
I'm doing that, and the guys are like cheering me on from down the hall. And this is the White Whale, the big purchase of the con. What an amazing, beautiful figure. I've transformed it once.
It just has a presence.
Oh yes, that is. I've had a lot of fun with this figure. Very cool figure.
He loves this one.
Didn't get instructions with it, and I've been able to transform it to the small robot end of the truck. I haven't tried base mode, and I'm sure there's like little clips here and there that I'm missing. I really need to watch a couple of video reviews on this, but generally speaking, it's a relatively it's a complex but not complicated transformation.
Yeah, you weren't cussing.
I was not. So yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with this one. That's my big and final Transformers purchase. One non-Transformers purchase.
Oh, I met Mike Seibert from Mike Seibert Radio, who gave me a pin. It's pretty awesome. Thanks, Mike.
And I had a non-Transformers purchase on the way out the door, literally as people were disassembling their booths.
Check it out of the way so you can
G1 Castle Grayskull.
G1 Castle
G1 Castle Grayskull. Everything's G1. G1 Castle Grayskull. This is one I had as a kid.
He bought this as the guy was packing up. So Bert knew what he was asking for it during the whole show. And Bert had in his mind, I'm going to ask a certain price. When we walked up, the guy looks at him, $60. Sold.
Yep. So, and it came, I mean, you can see it's got the perch for point right up there. It's missing some minor stuff on the inside. It's nothing major that it's missing. Most of the important components are here. And it also came with a bag that has the other half of Point Dread. It has 3 vehicles, Stridor, and a handful of
he gave you a Jitsu,
a Jitsu, Ram Man,
Jitsu,
and whatever the evil counterpart of Sword, Screech. So yeah. Gonna clean this up and set that. So that was very cool because I've got the oranges one. This is the one that I had as a kid, and now I have that one again.
And there we go. And look how long our 30-minute video turned out.
It sure did. I gotta go get the baby.
Exactly. So that's pretty much it. We'll wrap this up. He's gonna go get his little run, and I'm gonna get this all edited and ready for you guys. And like I said, I had such a fun. You
got stuff here too.
I got stuff here. Bert with his 3D glory. He made this for me in my Origins Castle Grayskull. It's a little gel cell that actually clips into the castle, and it blends perfectly. And look at the details on that. It's nice and... How do you make it smooth again?
It's resin, UV resin coating. So it goes on like a gel, and then I use a UV light to harden it, and it gets rid of the 3D print lines, and it seals it up.
Look at the details on this thing. It's amazing, and watching him do his 3D printing today has just been a.
And the cool thing about it is that it still allows the trap door to work.
So the figures, or they hit this.
They hit that and slide out, and then you can put them in the gel.
Alrighty, so I guess that's pretty much going to wrap up our video. And like I said, I had such a good time with all of my friends, meeting new friends.
Great weekend.
And it's like we never stopped laughing from the time we got there to the time we walked out the door. And I don't know, man. Words just can't go over.
We're gonna be depressed tomorrow when we go back to work.
Yeah, it's gonna be a long, sad flight back, going home, going. But you know, I miss my wife and kid too, so I'm looking forward to seeing them. I've been here a week.
A week?
Yeah, it's been a great time. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for coming, man. This has been awesome. I've been looking forward to this for over a year.
Yeah. So, guys, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and we will see you in the next video. Hoorah!
Airborne. I love this guy.
I'd like to take a moment to thank my channel members. Thank you. It's continued support like yours that keeps this channel growing. And if you haven't already, please consider joining today.